Right now, someone is using your goodness as a weapon against you. Every time you hesitate to say no, their power grows exponentially. You think you're being virtuous. They think you're being exploitable. You're hemorrhaging time, energy, respect, bleeding out slowly in the name of being nice. They praise your empathy while systematically testing how much exploitation you'll tolerate. Your guilt is their battery. Your conscience is their most effective tool. You're not just being manipulated. You've been programmed to participate in your own control. The worst part? They convinced you that resisting them would make you the villain. You're not losing because you lack morals. You're losing because you don't weaponize them strategically. Tonight, you learn what they never wanted you to discover, how your goodness became their cage. You were conditioned. Be kind, be patient, forgive unconditionally. Yet the takers never change. You apologize first. You over-explain everything. You clean up everyone's emotional messes. But observe closely. Those preaching unconditional forgiveness rarely offer it when you disappoint them. That's not morality. That's hierarchy disguised as virtue, built on your fear of judgment. Systems exploit this too. Companies, families, institutions. Where family means your sacrifice is expected. They outsource cruelty to policy and procedure so no one feels guilty while crushing you. The machine stays morally clean, the damage lands on you. Your conscience becomes their shield. You weren't weak. You were systematically trained, rewarded for compliance, punished for self-respect. Every good person script you memorized became an instruction manual for the conscienceless. They don't argue with your morals. They agree enthusiastically, then weaponize them strategically. They mirror your language, respect, empathy, safety, testing how far those words can bend you. High-empathy individuals assume everyone experiences guilt like they do. Predators only simulate it when profitable. You're playing by internal rules. They're playing by outcomes. That asymmetry is why you keep losing. Your burnout, resentment, and quiet rage. They're symptoms of a war you weren't told you're fighting. You're not broken. You're under siege. Time you met the man who explained exactly how. Centuries ago, one man described this game so clearly they branded him evil for it. Niccolo Machiavelli. Not the cartoon villain you were warned about. A diagnostician of power. He watched leaders preach virtue publicly while doing anything to survive privately. He noticed something crucial. Exaggerated mercy didn't create peace. It invited predators and chaos. He drew a forbidden line. Private morality is not identical to survival in public power. And he warned, people will demand you act like a saint while they operate like strategists. They hated him because he described the exact tricks they still use on you today. He said, everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. You've been taught to be neither fox nor lion. Just pray, hoping everyone plays nice. Tonight, you learn to recognize the traps without becoming the monster they expect. Lesson 1. The moral licensing exploitation. Your reputation for virtue becomes currency they spend without earning. At work, they say, we can always count on you. Translation, you're the designated sacrifice. Your moral image protects them. Questioning them would betray that image, so you stay silent. Psychologically, your identity resists contradiction. If you're the good one, you'll bend reality to maintain it. Start tracking who spends your reputation. Who always says, you're so understanding, right after using you. Lesson 2. Asymmetric empathy extraction. Predators use your empathy as a data-gathering tool for future manipulation. Someone opens up with a sob story, making you feel special and trusted. You share vulnerabilities in return. You think you're bonding. They're mapping your weak points. High-empathy people overestimate others' capacity for remorse. They keep giving chances to an empty well. Starting today, Practice delayed empathy. Listen, observe, but don't immediately mirror their emotional state. Lesson 3. The Overton morality shift. Moral standards don't stay fixed. They're moved deliberately, incrementally. Each small concession you make trains people around you to expect the next one. Machiavelli warned, injuries must be done all at once, but favors given slowly. Manipulators invert this. There's also moral displacement. Your values gradually replaced with those of whoever controls your social environment. Starting today, audit your beliefs. Ask which ones you chose versus which were installed. Lesson 4. The forgiveness debt cycle. Serial apologists aren't remorseful. They're managing you through repetitive emotional manipulation. Forgiveness is sacred, which is exactly why it's systematically exploited by the conscienceless. Machiavelli understood, mercy shown at the wrong time isn't virtue. It's weakness that invites repetition. Neuroscience confirms, the brain registers repeated forgiveness of the same offense as permission, not compassion. Chronic people pleasers show elevated cortisol levels. Their body experiences appeasement as danger, not safety. Lesson 5. Manufactured collective outrage. Collective moral outrage rarely emerges spontaneously. Someone always benefits from the mob. You've seen it. The coworker who talks endlessly about fairness, until fairness costs them something. Psychology calls this impression management. Machiavelli saw it first. Image of virtue beats reality of virtue. That's why people defend abusers with, but they do so much good. Image blinds them to impact. Find who benefits from the mob, and you find who built the mob. Always follow the incentives. Lesson 6. Strategic empathy targeting. Research shows highly empathic individuals are statistically more likely to be targeted by narcissistic personalities. Your empathy broadcasts your exploitability. It's a signal they can read from across the room. The darkest trick. Some people manufacture crises to keep your attention permanently orbiting them. They've learned your pattern. Crisis, comfort, reset, repeat. A loop where only one side heals. Set a hard rule. Every apology must be paired with concrete action and measurable change. Lesson 7. Moral credential inflation. Public moral declarations often precede private moral violations, a psychological phenomenon called moral licensing. When someone performs their goodness loudly, watch what they do in the shadows. Virtue signaling isn't modern. It's an ancient power strategy Machiavelli documented extensively. Stop letting shared values blind you. Many predators study your ethics just to blend in faster. Judge people by their patterns, not their proclamations. Actions reveal authentic character. Lesson 8. The purity spiral trap. They exhaust you with endless moral tests, making you constantly prove your goodness. You state an opinion, and someone twists it to make you seem morally deficient. You frantically apologize and try to explain yourself. You're playing their power game. They don't care about your apology. They care about the power of making you submit. Starting today, stop defending your character to people committed to misunderstanding you. Lesson 9. The weaponized guilt mechanism. Your guilt is a finite resource. Predators keep you in permanent debt to freeze your power. Think of that person who always forgives you, but somehow you're always the one apologizing. They weaponize disappointment. A sigh, a pause, a cold shoulder. Suddenly you're scrambling to repair. Psychology. Chronic guilt hijacks your working memory. You literally have less mental room to plan strategically. Starting today, impose a rule. You apologize once. After that, you observe their reaction in silence. Lesson 10. Boundaries as moral acts. Refusing exploitation isn't cruelty, it's maintenance of reality. You've been told no is selfish. Convenient belief, for everyone who benefits from your endless yes. Machiavelli saw rulers collapse not from cruelty, but from fearing to disappoint unreasonably demanding people. Refusing to say no isn't peacekeeping. It's editing reality so no one confronts their own greed. This knowledge is for protection, not destruction. You don't need to become ruthless. You just need to stop volunteering to be devoured. The most subversive thing you can do is simple. Let others feel the weight of their actions. When you stop cushioning consequences, manipulators suddenly seem fragile. That's because they always were. You're not taking their power. You're simply reclaiming the power you loaned out under false contracts. Machiavelli's most misunderstood lesson was never about being ruthless. It was about being awake. The sleeping lion is not safer for its sleep. It is simply more available to the hunters. Wake up, not with anger, with precision. Precision is the only power that cannot be taken from you. Separate your private morals from public strategy. You can be kind and still unreadable. You were taught transparency is always good. For manipulators, it's just free intelligence on you. Feel it. The version of you built on automatic compliance is already cracking. The old you is dead. You are a weapon, pointed at your own future. Your morals are not shackles anymore. They're your code. You decide when they apply. You belong to no one. Not to your guilt. Not to their narrative. Not to the version of you they needed to keep you compliant. Machiavelli did not write for the powerful. He wrote for the aware. Awareness is the only aristocracy that cannot be inherited or stolen. The game was always being played. Now you finally know the rules. Play accordingly. Precision is your weapon. Awareness is your armor. And your future belongs to you alone. If this hit you in places conversations never reach, remember, awakening is a choice, not a trend. You can walk away, forget this, and return to being harvestable. Many do. Or you can keep going down this path. Learn every method they use before they use it. Subscribing here is not loyalty to me. It's loyalty to the version of you that refuses to be prey. Tell me in the comments, which good person rule do you now suspect was designed to keep you obedient?